Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend." Today, we're exploring the extraordinary depth of that statement, delving into the essence of love and its potential to bring about peace and transform relationships. This video will unfold real-life stories where love has indeed turned foes into friends, proving that love isn't just a feeling, it's a powerful force. So let's delve into these incredible stories that demonstrate the transformative power of love. Our first story begins in a small town with two neighbors who had a feud that lasted for years. Picture this: two adjacent houses, each with a meticulously maintained garden, separated by an imaginary line of contention. The neighbors, let's call them Mr. Green and Mr. Bloom, were as different as chalk and cheese, yet their shared passion for gardening was undeniable. Mr. Green, a retired schoolteacher, was an early riser. He loved his roses and spent hours nurturing them, whispering sweet nothings and ensuring they were the first to catch the morning dew. On the other hand, Mr. Bloom, a former army officer, was a fan of sunflowers. He had a knack for making them stand tall and proud, just like him. Their feud, an inherited legacy, was as old as the town itself. The reasons had faded with time, but the animosity remained, a silent testament to the stubbornness of human nature. They communicated through curt nods and cold glares, their gardens bearing witness to their silent war. However, as time passed, a change began to take shape. It started with a simple act of kindness. One winter morning, Mr. Green found a pot of his favorite rose bush battered by the harsh frost sitting on his porch. It was saved by a makeshift shelter, a trick only Mr. Bloom knew. A spark of understanding flickered. In return, Mr. Green left a bag of sunflower seeds, sourced from a rare breed, on Mr. Bloom's doorstep. The exchange continued, a pot of roses for a bag of seeds, a gardening tip for a home remedy. Over time, the invisible wall of animosity began to crumble. Their gardens flourished, and so did their friendship. They found a common language in their shared love for gardening, a language that spoke of respect, empathy, and eventually, friendship. The feud became a story of the past, a tale told to newcomers. The neighbors, once rivals, now shared laughter over cups of tea, discussed new gardening techniques and even combined their gardens, blurring the imaginary line that once divided them. This story reminds us that even the simplest acts of kindness can help to break down barriers and build bridges. Their tale stands as a testament to the transformative power of love and understanding. Our next tale takes us to the world of sports, where two rival soccer teams found common ground in an unexpected place. Picture this: two soccer teams, each with a dedicated following, a storied history, and an intense rivalry. The tension between them was palpable every time they met on the field, each team striving to outdo the other to prove who was truly the best. This rivalry, however, was not just about winning or losing, it was about pride, honor, and the love of the game. Then, tragedy struck. A devastating event swept through their shared community, affecting everyone, regardless of team allegiance. It was a time of hardship, a time when the rivalry seemed insignificant in the face of the challenges that lay ahead. In this difficult time, something extraordinary happened. The two teams, once fierce competitors, set aside their differences and came together to support their community. They organized charity matches, fundraisers, and community outreach programs, working hand in hand to help those in need. Their shared love for the game became a bridge, a common ground where they could meet and connect. It was no longer about which team could score the most goals, but about how they could use their influence and resources to make a positive impact. And in the process, something even more remarkable happened. The rivalry that had once defined their relationship began to transform. It was replaced by a newfound respect, an understanding that they were not just rivals on the field, but also allies off it. They had seen each other at their best, using their love for soccer to help others, and it brought them closer together. This transformation was not overnight, nor was it easy. But through shared experiences, through the power of love, they managed to turn their rivalry into a friendship. They showed their community and the world that love can indeed transform an enemy into a friend. This story shows us that even in the face of adversity, love can help to foster unity and friendship. Our final story is about two individuals who, despite their differences, became allies due to their shared love for their community. Let's journey to a small town in the heartland of America where two individuals from different political parties found themselves locked in a bitter rivalry. These two, let's call them John and Mary, were as different as night and day. John, a staunch conservative, believed in small government and personal freedoms. Mary, on the other hand, was a progressive liberal who championed social justice and equality. Their political ideologies were so polarized that their relationship was marked by constant disagreements, heated debates, and even public quarrels. Their rivalry was well known throughout the town, and it seemed that a bridge between their differences was nowhere in sight. But then, something unexpected happened. Their small town was hit by a series of difficulties. Jobs were lost, businesses were closing, and the community was suffering. The town they both loved was on the brink of collapse. Rather than continuing their political feuds, John and Mary decided to put their differences aside for the sake of their community. They began to work together, combining their skills and resources to find solutions to the town's problems. John used his business acumen to attract new investments, while Mary used her social network to rally community support. As they worked side by side, their relationship began to change. They saw past their political ideologies and recognized the love they both had for their community. They began to respect each other's views and even found common ground on several issues. What was once a rivalry transformed into a partnership, and they became unlikely allies. Through their shared love for their community, they were able to overcome their differences and achieve a common goal. Their story serves as a powerful testament to the transformative power of love. It shows us that love, in its many forms, can bring together even the most unlikely of allies. This story demonstrates that love can help to bridge even the widest of divides. As we have seen, love is indeed a powerful force that can transform enemies into friends. This transformative power has been vividly illustrated through the 3 stories we've walked through today. First, we saw the feuding neighbors, whose animosity was replaced with friendship and understanding, not through force or coercion, but through love. They showed us that even the most hardened hearts can soften when met with kindness and empathy. Then, we looked at the rival soccer teams. Their story demonstrated how a shared passion, coupled with mutual respect, can dissolve the barriers of rivalry and competition. It was love for the sport, and for each other as fellow athletes, that ultimately brought them together. Finally, we explored the tale of the unlikely allies. They proved to us that love can bridge even the widest of divides, uniting those who were once at odds. Their story was a testament to the power of understanding, compassion, and yes, love. Each of these narratives underscores the transformative power of love, and the importance of fostering peace and unity. It is through love, understanding, and kindness that we can truly make a difference, turning adversaries into allies and enemies into friends. Remember, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into friend. Let that be a guiding principle in our lives.